Hello and a very warm welcome to the dugout. It is T-1, 24 hours to go for India's all-important clash versus Zimbabwe at the M.A. Chidambaram Stadium in Chennai. This was an optional practice session that took place today, but Sitanshu Kotak came for the PC at 3 p.m. and he had some very interesting things to say. Lots and lots of talk about what is the team 11 going to be, what is the situation regarding Sanju, is RINKU back, whether we have done stories on that RINKU Singh is back, whether he'll do the drills today, whether he'll be included tomorrow, all that we will be discussing in the dugout today. And we are joined also by Nikhil, who is having a Brazilian and a Delhi Capitals vibe. I mean, he's wearing the Brazilian Seleção, but he's got a Delhi Capitals cap. Why the strange...
I'm saying, why must only Siddharth have the right to wear yellow? Yeah.
Good point. Why must
why must Siddharth have the opportunity of wearing yellow? See, the thing is, these football jerseys I can't wear to work. No, that's the problem. So now that I have been rendered immobile, so I have, I'm making the most of wearing my football jerseys. So, and this is a neutral. See, the thing is, if I'd worn my Barcelona jersey, I would have upset a few people. Brazil is such a team that, seldom you find anyone not, like Brazil. So I was like, this is a good enough t-shirt to play. Same can't be said about CSK, because CSK also divides opinion. That reminds me that, like, Thala is back. I actually thought of this now that I want 60 seconds of Siddharth on the decision that MS Dhoni is playing this season.
As I told you, he will be playing. What is the bombshell announcement that the CSK CEO had to say? He was going to play in 2026. It was nothing surprising. He will honor the 3-year contract in 2027, and in 2027, as a player, he will call it quits. And then you will see him in the Chennai Super Kings dugout as a mentor, as someone in the backroom staff. He will be forever associated with Chennai Super Kings, but he will play 2026. And why were people even surprised about it? Just because CSK finished at the bottom of the table, or just about bottom of the table in 24, 25, and now 26, it doesn't look good also for them. Some of the players in the CSK camp are so woefully out of form. Sure, Ayush Matre led them to the Under-19 World Cup title, but he was also very wishy-washy. Sanju Samson has not been pretty good. Brevis has also been touch and go when you look at his form.
Yeah, a good performance against India though, Brevis.
Yeah, but then prior to that and after that, also his form.
What about MS? What about MS the player? Forget everyone else.
MS, see, again, his knee, what happens with his knee? That is the major concern. Will he be there as a keeper for certain games? Will he be as the keeper? That is the one question that I have in mind. I think this time, you may not see MS Dhoni the keeper. You may see MS Dhoni only as.
So what's he going to do? He hardly bats 5 deliveries.
He'll come in, bat 3 balls and go away.
Sub. He may be your impact sub.
Oh. No, the reason I touched upon Chennai is also because the game is in Chennai. Yes. So it's going to be.
And as I had said, you may see the return of Sanju Samson. Again, CSK Chepauk. I'm telling you, it's written in the stars for him to come back. And looking at the way how this Indian team did the press conference today, Sitanshu Kotak, there are millions and millions of doubts that we now are not so sure about our all left-hander top order. There is a clear-cut indication that has been given. And look at the craze that Sanju's had in Chepauk. He was signing autographs for the fans. He was doing all of this. There is Sanju mania in Chennai that rivals Thalamania in more ways than one.
No, yeah, nothing rivals Thalamania.
Exactly.
As they're watching this reel, but they're saying that every time MS walks out to bat, the shore meter, and apparently, there are some overseas players also saying that it's absolutely impossible to bear that sound. It's so loud. So how can anything else match it? But now that you talk about Sanju Samsung, and you say, firstly, you said there are lots of interesting things that Sitanshu Kotak mentioned. I didn't read anything interesting. I thought it was quite, but yeah, maybe I missed some interesting things. So name me one or two most interesting things that he said, because I really want to be interested.
Because see, the first major thing that we are looking at it, thinking of the top 3 left-handers and opposition's bowling off spin. Now that we have lost openers early in 3 matches, we are talking about changing the combination. We are thinking about it. We are talking about it, thinking about it.
Ooh.
That's one. Otherwise, the rest of the thing is like pretty typical Sitanshu Kotak. Hardly any of the lot. The second one, we are not concerned over Tilak or Abhishek, over Tilak's batting in particular. He just needs to get back in momentum, and that is why I think, but this is the major thing. We are thinking about that batting order. Because 3...
So correct me, I don't know how these two things add up. So on one count, he is saying we have no tension regarding Abhishek and Tilak, which means they're going to be playing. Which also means that Ishan Kishan will definitely be playing because he's been your best of the top 3. So, and you are also saying that there is a bit of a concern that we have left-handers and opposition. Firstly, glad that they have acknowledged it. We've been screaming, for the longest time and saying that this is a concern, off-spin is a concern, teams are doing well against India, but I don't think India in that sense acknowledged it. Even Mr. Gavaskar, when I was talking to him, already said, no, there's not much of a problem. I don't know, you guys are, looking rather, critically. That's not the situation at all. But suddenly there is an admission by the Indian team that there is an issue. So that's one. So you're saying there is an issue. We're going to look into it, which is a clear sign that they are planning to change that. But then they're also saying Abhishek and Tilak, no issue. So Ishan obviously not going. So I don't know what to make of it.
What all I can make of it is the fact that if you're even debating making such a change, you were spooked against South Africa because you decided to play for the minority and plan for 3 left-handers in a batting lineup that had 5 right-handers. And now if you're suddenly thinking about this as being a problem and you're going to have to drop potentially one of your openers to bring in a Sanju Samson, it's just showing that you're panicking big time, and that is not a good sign. The best of teams will go through a bad patch here or there. Particularly during an ICC tournament, it's important to back what your strongest combination is. Left hand, right hand, reverse hit. Is Sanju Samson right now part of my strongest 11 on merit? Sadly, no. The fact that there's even a debate going around as to him bringing him back now just tells me that there's a lot of panic.
It's clear-cut panic. It's clear-cut. On one hand, as Nikhil pointed out, there is no tension over Tilak and Abhishek. But then, off-spin, 3 left-handers, we are thinking about it.
So are they going to drop Ishan, who's probably been in the best of the 3 batters? That's very rubbish.
No. It is not going to happen. Firstly, look, I just don't get on what grounds can we call Sanju Samson the messiah that's going to save the Indian cricket team when you have to look at their top order. 6 games, combined total of 68 runs. 68 runs in 6 innings. When Abhishek has got 4 matches, 15, okay? You're stuck between a rock and a hard place. Are you going to choose a hard place? Against Zimbabwe, who by far, let us make one thing very clear, the inexperience of not having played in knockout games is showing. They lost by 107 runs to the West Indies, and that is why against India, we are also going to be favourites against them. Let's make one thing clear. But on the other hand, you are chopping and changing. You remember, and this is giving me shades of 2021, where one loss spooked you so much, you did a total hodgepodge of the batting lineup. And you did even worse against New Zealand, which you lost. If you make changes now, you're anyway on borrowed time in this T20 World Cup. Tomorrow's match will all hinge upon how things happen in Ahmedabad. West Indies, South Africa will have far more eyeballs than India, Zimbabwe. For one simple reason. Indian fans will be praying South Africa wins against West Indies. Because if West Indies win against South Africa and South Africa beats Zimbabwe, it's game over for the Indian cricket team. Only way South Africa beats West Indies, India, then on March 1 becomes a shootout. Simple. So there is clear-cut panic. If you're getting Sanju in, you're doubling the panic.
No, I agree. I'm pretty surprised actually that the assistant coach had come out and said it. In the middle of a tournament, you coming out and saying that, oh, we are thinking of spinners, there's a trouble here. I don't know. See, I mean, it raises many questions. Firstly, what was this? Like some unknown thing, something like a bolt from the blue that you didn't know? Firstly, I mean, this is something that you knew and you went with this particular strategy and this sort of a batting lineup in a tournament, right? I'm assuming that you did give it a lot of thought. I'm assuming, right? And you went with the fact that no, these are our best batters. This is our team. And we need to go with this. There have been times that you've had a lot of right-handers also dominating our top order. We don't change it because of that. And so I'm assuming you've given it a lot of thought. Because if you haven't, then God save you. And then you might as well be knocked out of the World Cup to correct things and then get a team in place that starts thinking. I hope that's not the case. So now that you've given it a lot of thought and you've come into a World Cup like this, why would you want to say it? Even if you're having even minutiae of doubt, why do you want to say this? In a press conference, send the message out that, we're panicking. That gives confidence to other teams. And even if you're trying to overcome a certain, area where you're having a bit of a problem, you're just encouraging, emboldening the other teams also to be attacking you there. That's secondly. And thirdly, I wouldn't want Indian team to panic and make any changes now. I'll tell you why. Because if they stick to this plan, again, I know the format of the tournament is such that you could win all your games, by the way, and still be knocked out. I understand that, right? But truth be told, we've also got to be a bit more considerate of the fact that they've had one bad day. Let's be honest, right? This is a team that won, 31 of the 41 games that they've played. I agree that they could have been, better prepared. They made a few careless errors. The thought process may have been questionable, and so you lost. But at the end of the day, you lost one match, right? But because of that one match, now if you make these kind of changes and then you lose another match and you get knocked out, hell's gonna break loose, and there will be no place to hide for this Indian team. So, for the sake of this Indian team, for the sake of Indian cricket, and as I said, not everything is lost. You're still not in a situation where you're completely out of the tournament. You stick to the team that you have. You believe in them. If there are off spinners doing well against you, come up with a plan, how to tackle them. England tackled in a game yesterday that we were watching. There was Usman Tariq. They came up with a plan of how to then ensure you take runs from other places as well. If there's an off spinner, there also you can be quite smart in your cricket. I'm not saying you go into a shell, quite smart with your cricket of how you can still get about 8-9 runs and over on a particular bowler and then plunder the rest. I'm sure cricket works like that, right? So you can, sit back, think. Like, for example, other teams take out plan, yeah? On a day Varun Chakravarti is firing, Jasprit Bumrah is doing well. South Africa came with a plan. No, they didn't say, now what to do? Bumrah will destroy us. We don't know. Find a way rather than make those many changes. They also had batters coming in. So first things first, I hope that India don't make any changes. I still think that you've got the best, batting lineup as such. And you've gone with your team. And I agree with Shane where he said, you've got to answer that question. That is Sanju making it your best 11 at the moment? I don't think so. So that is the answer. But that leads me to the next question. And I don't know what the latest there is. That firstly, is Rinku going to be available? And if in case Rinku is not available to play this game, in that case, then you bring in Sanju. And then where do you then play Sanju and how do you do the batting? I don't know if you can fill us in on that.
See, on Rinku Singh, Sitanshu Kotak had mentioned that he is coming back today evening. Because in we got an exclusive thing from even Sports Today from our correspondent who is there, that he's taken the afternoon Delhi-Chennai flight. So, if it's an afternoon 12 o'clock flight that he's taken, he should have landed in Chennai by 3:40, 3:30. and he would have joined. But I don't know whether he would have been able to do the practice drills, because India were practicing from 2 to 5. So I don't know whether he'll be practicing. Okay, but does he make it into the playing 11? On current form, many people will argue no, he can't. With the batting, definitely not, because he fell for a duck in the previous game against South Africa also. Plus his returns even against Namibia were not that great. Pakistan, he hit a cameo. Against Netherlands, he hit a cameo. But apart from that, where will he slot in? If you slot in a Sanju Samson at a 5 or a 6, are you going back to the Asia Cup route?
That's the problem. If you slot in Sanju Samson lower down the order, it first off defeats the purpose. Because your problem is that your top order is left hand heavy.
Yeah.
So the solution to that is to put Sanju Samson at number 5. I highly doubt it. I think Rinku keeps his place.
The other thing could be, I'm just looking at different options. If any one of you have a thought, and because now that the coach has come out and said that they're having a rethink, somewhere you get Sanju there in the top 3, thereby pushing one of those players a little lower down the order and push everyone, one step down. That could then be, meaning Ishan goes to 4. He's batted at 4, if you remember, previously. I don't know. I'm just saying, is that a possibility? Would you do it?
I mean, what I would do is ask my 3 left-handed top order batters to go into the nets and work on playing off spin. It's old-fashioned, but I think that would work a hell of a lot better. And it's not like these guys don't know how to play spin. It's just that, I don't know, it's a symptom of modern T20 cricket as a whole, that everyone wants to only play from the crease and everyone only wants to slog. You watch some of the balls that Markram was bowling, and I was constantly thinking, I'm like, why is no one playing a late cut? Why is no one either using the feet and getting to the pitch of the ball? You're not seeing any of that. No, it's stand and I'll look to slog. Stand and I'll look to slog. Send them to the nets and tell them, okay, get in a couple of off spinners and say, okay, we're only going to bowl balls to you which are going to be turning away. Now play. Figure out ways to score runs to those balls. Play the late cuts. Charge down. Yesterday, as an example, we were talking about the match between England and Pakistan. Harry Brook used his feet wonderfully. There were times where he was charging down, and there's one shot he played. I'm forgetting who he played it against. But it was like a proper test match batter's shot where he just charged down, got to the pitch of the ball and thong. Absolutely just whacked it out of the ground.
Was it against Shine of Freebie?
No. It was a spinner. I think it was Shadab.
Huh?
It was probably Shadab. So I was looking at that. I'm like, yes, this is how you play spin. Either play it late or get to the pitch of it and don't let it turn. Our guys are doing neither. You'll stand in one place and look to swing. I don't know. I refuse to believe that it's so much of a poison chalice that if a left arm batter suddenly sees off spin, he forgets how to play. No, go and learn how to play off spin. That's what I would be doing as the coach. I'd say, no, please go. I trust you guys. You guys are my best batters. You make my best 11. But please go to the nets and learn how to play a little bit of off spin. Start sharpening that skill because it's being used as a tool against you.
Look, you've got 2 off spinners in the Zimbabwe team. Okay, you got Brian Bennett and you got Sikandar. But somewhere along with your obsession that you've got for the off spin thing, you're not looking at the graver threat. That is blessing Muzarabani. If Muzarabani and Ngarwa play, if you get a Sanju Samson in, there is a problem even there. Because of the extra bounce, Sanju will struggle also. If the team management believes that Rinku is short of match practice and confidence because he's not been in top form with the bat, my feeling is they'll get a Samson to bat at that position, or what will happen is either you get a Samson to open with Ishan, get Abhishek at 3. Because remember, he did start his career at 3 against Sunrisers. Later on, he was promoted to open. Then Tilak then everybody gets one position down.
Oh God!
It's a complicated jambolaya that you're making.
No, what are you doing? Are you bringing Sanju in? Or are you playing Rinku?
Personally, I am playing Rinku. I am sticking with the combination that is there.
Rinku Singh is one of your undroppables. I've said it. I know people are going to tell me, oh, why are you saying he's one of your undroppables? You cannot think of dropping a Rinku Singh. yes, he might be a little short on match practice right now, and it's understandable. Flew out due to an emergency, but you need to keep him. The only change, by the way, that I'm making to the 11 or from the 11 that played the last game is I tell Washington, listen, bud, back to the bench you go, AXAR, in you come. That's the only change I'm making.
Yep.
See, I also, I know that Rinku reaches tonight, has had no practice, plays the game. I don't think that's much of a problem. It's happened in the past as well. Again, these are players who've been practicing almost every second, third day, right? And he's been playing game as well. So he's been getting game time as well. He's been, not spending a lot of time on the crease while playing. He's short on runs. I have to admit that he hasn't had a great tournament so far. But my point is that he's been playing continuously. So going for one day, coming on the eve and playing the next day, I don't think that should be an issue or should be a consideration. Yes, if you don't want to consider him for team combination or because he's not getting runs and you have something else in mind, maybe something like where you're keeping Washi and AXAR both, and by that not having Rinku there, and then which means that one of them bats at 7 between AXAR and Washi and the other bats at 8. If that's the other thing that you're planning to do, that's another matter. But I'm saying that this is something that team can look at. If tactically you're removing Rinku, I can understand, but let this not be the reason that he's just come back after one day's travel. So that I don't think is a reason. But you ask me personally, I'm also not making that change. I'm going to keep Rinku Singh in the team. He's got a role to do. It's a high risk role that he does. He's not going to be getting runs consistently. I think with the plays that he bats or the role that you're asking him to do, getting consistent runs are not always a possibility. Last match, actually, you sent him at number 8. I still think he has the ability on a given day to accelerate when you need him there. And let's not forget the fielding benefits that you have when Rinku Singh is in your 11. So that's the other thing that goes in Rinku's favor. That's why I'm not very keen on any changes in the batting order. I agree with Shane. Even if I make my 11, I'm only getting a AXAR in for Washi, and I'm keeping the rest of the team, not making too many changes. Because let's not forget, and I'd love to know what the pitch is about, but what I'm getting to hear is that this is going to be a belter of a track. You make a change. Remember, this is again a game where you go in as the overwhelming favorite. Let's not lose sight of the fact, okay? Now you make that change, and if this is a pitch which is going to be a belter, and everyone can make hay when the sun is shining. So let's say you make those changes, they get runs. Then when you go forward into the tournament, if you qualify for the semis or you're playing the crucial game against West Indies, then you go back to pitches that may not be ideal. Then what happens? Then you go with a false sense of confidence that, listen, this batter got runs. So that's why I'm saying you'll deviate from your plans. And those plans are based on a good sample size leading into the World Cup. So let's not make changes for this one particular pitch, because the pitch in Chennai, as I repeat, if we can have the pitch, visual, I believe it's quite a belter that we're getting. The latest images from there is. So if it is a belter of a track, it's better to have faith in your fixed batting order that you have so far. Hope that, they come good. If they come, and this game, again, should be an opportunity for your batters to come good. Remember, so if they come good, then you take a look at your final game. I know the final game might have a scenario where you need to win by a big margin. Maybe this belter of a track also you end up winning by a big margin. Take that confidence, and if you do qualify for the semi-final, all of that confidence of this batting order, your first choice batting order, will be needed. If you make few changes now, you're neither here nor there. By any stroke of luck, you qualify for the semi-final. Then on a big day, some of those batters that you bring in may not be successful, and then you don't end up winning the tournament. So your focus has to be on winning the tournament. Fine, in that attempt to win a tournament, you're out, it's all right. But your focus when you started this tournament was not to qualify for semi-final, right? We've qualified for semi-finals, we played semi-finals, and when you've lost, the disappointment has been the same. There is no great achievement that, we've qualified for the semi-final or qualified for the final. That's great. That eases the pain in any way. No, right? So if your eventual aim is winning the title, then keep thinking of the bigger picture, the longer picture. The bigger picture is that go in with your best choice 11, give them the confidence they need today on a good pitch against, dare I say, not the strongest of opposition. No disrespect to Zimbabwe, because that might be needed versus West Indies in that last game in the semi-final and the final. So that'd be my only advice to the team. And looking at the pitch, as I said, I've heard that it's a fresh strip that they're using. This time in Chepauk, they've relayed all the tracks. And I believe, I don't know, you guys can tell me, most games that have happened here have been high-scoring matches so far.
Yeah, if you look at it, there have been 6 games in this T20 World Cup that have been played at Chepauk. Okay, right when you look at it, starting with Afghanistan, New Zealand, the Noor Ahmed fiasco, where Afghanistan made 182, New Zealand made 183, chased down in 18 overs. So that was a belter of a track when you look at, but that was a day game. Okay, Afghanistan, New Zealand was a day game. UAE versus New Zealand was also a day game. When you look at it, 173 for 6, 175 for no loss, 15.2 overs. So 170 plus in the 2 games that have been played in the day have been pretty good. Next, when you look at Netherlands versus USA, 196, 103, but that was a night game. That was a night game that you had. USA versus Netherlands, and Afghanistan versus Canada also, that was there. Okay. So, when you look at how it is, USA Namibia, that also was a day game when you look at it. So, only 2 games have been day game, night games in Chepauk. And you can see that there is going to be dew. The ball will skid on.
Yeah.
It's humid. It's far more in that sense. So, that is why, yeah, it is a belter of a track. 180, 170, 190 have been scored. So yes,
plus there's dew, I believe now. There's dew in Chennai. So that's a crucial factor. Batting second is anyway high scoring game. There's dew that's setting in. So I think India should take all those things and play their best team. Give them that confidence. If your top order starts firing, then most teams are going to fear you just as they feared you throughout, before the start of the tournament. Unluckily for you, you haven't really got those amazing pitches. I think the one place where you did get a good pitch, I think you really faltered, was Ahmedabad.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you haven't got great pitches. So I think make full use of that. I think that should be India's, aim going forward from now.
But it is an even split. 3 have been won defending, 3 have been won chasing.
The key though is that most of them have been high scoring.
Yeah.
You have seen some of the higher scores, at least consistently in the 180s or thereabouts. You're getting scores in Chennai. And if this is a fresh pitch, basis what we could see in that image, that looked like an absolute belter of a track. Because again, see, it's hard. There's not much in the way of marks there. Whatever little grass is there is just there to hold the pitch together. It's very fresh, and usually speaking, if India win the toss tomorrow, I think they'd be at a huge advantage, because again, they'll get better batting conditions. Like, it's already very good, but you'll get it better because again, gets whatever little bit is there, it'll ease out. It becomes tougher for the bowlers to grip. So I do think, but even I would still say that if they even end up ending up batting first, this will be a good pitch for them. This, I dare say, might be exactly the kind of pitch they need to play their brand of cricket and say, okay, you know what, we don't have to worry about the ball acting funny in the first few overs. Even if there's an off spinner, they might not get as much turn, can play through the line. I do think this is perhaps the best opportunity for them to let their hair down a little bit.
Plus, I think they will need this because what really worries me now, and it's not so much as I said about India's 11 and those things. I'm not as worried as some of those, statements coming out from the Indian team themselves. Because looking at some, math, which people much wiser than you and I, who understand math much more than us, have done, is that if India win with Zimbabwe by a margin of 60, and even if you get the desired result of South Africa beating West Indies, even then,
it's a shootout.
It's a
West
Indies complete shootout. Yeah, but in case you have a scenario of West Indies beating South Africa, then I think that's not looking good, because then if you beat Zimbabwe by 60 runs, you need to beat West Indies also by a margin of 60 odd runs.
Yes.
That if it's a close win. And that's not, that is not something that you see. Firstly, beating West Indies is going to be no small task.
Yeah.
And then to beat them by a margin of 60 runs is not easy. So, and then beating Zimbabwe by 60 runs also. So that is just insane. So I can't believe how much you are dependent on that West Indies South Africa game. I think the TV ratings for West Indies South Africa tomorrow may just be higher than India Zimbabwe in India. Because if West Indies are to win, then it's not that India can't qualify, but to win by 60 runs versus both Zimbabwe and West Indies, my God, that I think you're pretty much out. So I think the whole of India tomorrow, I didn't know that it was that severe, but now that I look at the calculation, you can't afford anything but South Africa beating West Indies. So that's
it is
how
like
crucial
the
that game is.
2012 T20 World Cup. It's like the 2012 scenario where you lost one game against Australia so badly. You had to beat South Africa by a margin of 31 runs or something. But they won only by 1 run. And that is why they got eliminated. So Australia, Pakistan, West Indies and Sri Lanka managed to make it into the semi-finals at that point in 2012. So the only team that was in major doubt, because Pakistan had to beat Australia by a certain margin, but that didn't happen. So that is why Australia were assured qualification. Then when Pakistan faced, okay, now we need India to lose by a certain or win by a certain margin, that happened for them. So I'm telling you, West Indies versus South Africa, battle of the two sides who are yet to taste a defeat. Both are unbeaten in this T20 World Cup so far. One will lose tomorrow. Now one hopes that it is West Indies that lose tomorrow, because then if it's 6 points, 4 points, South Africa make it. West Indies India becomes a straight shootout. Simple. Then no NRR, no this thing, nothing comes into the play.
The math around all of this is absolutely making my head spin.
Yeah.
But that's just the nature of how bad the loss was. Because it's one thing if you lost, but if you lost by say 20 odd runs, you wouldn't even be having this conversation. Because then your net run rate wouldn't be as bad, South Africa's wouldn't be as boosted, and you'd be saying, okay, we just have to overhaul South Africa, and there's not that much of a gap. Now the gap is so large that again you're just hoping and praying that someone needs to inflict a similar kind of loss, then we have to inflict a similar kind of loss. It's like, oh God, so much. You require so many favors. It's not even funny at this point.
Yeah, you need favors. I mean, even today, if Sri Lanka lose, that's it. They are eliminated. Only New Zealand and Pakistan will make it, and if Pakistan cannot win against Sri Lanka by a certain margin, then Colombo's hosted its last games. Colombo then won't host any games because both the semi-finals will be in India.
Correct.
So this game also, there is one half will go out today. The only way this group becomes relevant is if Sri Lanka beat Pakistan, beat New Zealand today,
or if Pakistan somehow managed to get a victory in their final game.
But that's against Sri Lanka. So for that
what's happening in the, I want to know what's happening in the game tomorrow, yeah. So what is it looking like? Ahmedabad. I'm more interested in
West Indies, South Africa. Yeah.
I don't know. South Africa seemed like the slight favorites in that match.
But
it's in their home ground.
West Indies have a good record against South Africa in the T20 World Cup. I mean, when you look at 16, they beat them. Then when you look at it, they have managed to run South Africa pretty close. And they look like a team that has suddenly gotten a resurgence here out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Plus, West Indies' spin bowlers are a little better than South Africa. You've got a
Gudakesh Moti, Akhil Hussain. And last game, Roston Chase actually started on the bench.
Yeah. So, and Hetmeyer is in tremendous form. For a guy who missed the T20 World Cup on one of the occasions because he missed a flight, he's caught the flight in a big time in this T20 World Cup. So, yeah, I think it could be West Indies. Rally around the West Indies tomorrow.
Beat them up in the studio, Shivam and Shane.
No, I mean, even if you have to look at one more side that is well admired is the West Indies in the T20s format. For the way how they play.
Yeah, that's well and good, but we need South Africa to win.
Of course.
I just hope that South Africa at their home ground, do what they're good. And it's a day game, I think I just get the feeling, one, of course, South Africa will know the venue far more than West Indies because they're based out of that particular venue, have played majority of their games there. But secondly, also, I feel that because it's a day game, I think in terms of resources, South Africa may have slightly better resources in a day game, and I hope it is a bit of a black soil tacky pitch, because if all of those things are there, then I think it all tilts in favor of South Africa. Had this been on another ground which is a batting friendly ground and a night game, I think that slowly may have tilted it towards West Indies, but I'm looking at the ground, the conditions on offer, the time of the day the game is happening, and then looking at the personnel in both teams. I'm not saying because I want it's a good result for India, but if I was trying to be very objective as well and comparing the two teams based on all these different factors, I'm giving South Africa the edge to win that one.
Yeah, I mean, see, they'll be playing the final also in Ahmedabad. So South Africa, yes, it is. If they qualify, they'll be playing it there. I think Mumbai and Kolkata host the semi-finals if Pakistan or Sri Lanka don't make it. So, oh boy, it will be very, very interesting tomorrow. 3 o'clock when the match begins.
Tomorrow's going to be the first double header where both games will have an equal amount of interest.
Yeah,
Undoubtedly so.
it will be. And every India game, there will be a double header.
Mm.
But I trust South Africa to kind of botch it up. Remember 2022?
Yeah, don't say that.
Remember 2022?
I know Netherlands.
They had the keys. They had the keys to just...
No, so why can't South Africa then botch it up in 2 games in a row, na? Versus
happen, yeah.
West Indies and then Zimbabwe. Then
Can
that is
happen.
great then.
It can happen. But South Africa doing it against the Zimbabwe, it has happened though, but it has never happened that
Yeah,
frequently.
you can't have your cake and eat it too, na? Use that same logic that they can botch up, but they'll botch up against West Indies, but they won't botch up against Zimbabwe.
we're not doing-
Every which way to ensure that India is eliminated, Siddharth.
We're not doing fixing here. No, the only fixing which is done is by the ICC when it comes to fixing groups.
Broadcasters, yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I think SA Zimbabwe takes place in Delhi, right?
There are reels doing the round where saying, no, India is making it, this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and this.
Of course.
You know, like every time it happens, and I just want to say that because those reels are based on India, because they run the ICC, I always say that if that was the case, then they would do it every time. It doesn't happen. 2023 World Cup final also, they would have done it. They would have done it in 2021 first round also, they got eliminated. They would have done it. So this...
In the easiest group
nonsensical
of them
thing.
all, they got eliminated. Beat that, India.
Not the easiest. This is the top of that. All the toppers came in this side, yeah.
2021
All the
I'm
group-
talking
No,
about.
he's talking
Achha,
2021. In that year, definitely
No,
the
but
other group was
2021
tougher.
No, but 2021, you had New Zealand, which is always a
Okay.
tough team. And Pakistan that time wasn't the Pakistan that they are now. Let's be honest. Now, I don't know if you saw, I've been watching a lot of Pakistan content now. Really enjoyed it. After they lose, I go and check out all their YouTubers.
Yeah.
So now,
But still, it doesn't compare to the fact that you had a New Zealand, Pakistan, and Afghanistan combined with a Namibia and one more minnow, as compared to the other group which had Australia, South Africa, England, West Indies, Sri Lanka, Zimbabwe.
Exactly.
Sorry,
That was a much stronger.
Bangladesh.
That was a much stronger group.
That was the group of death. India, despite having everything to their advantage, still couldn't make it.
That was a bad World Cup.
Bad World Cup.
Less said about it, the better.
And 25 and 24, we got advanced knowledge that because for the fans, you have to announce that your semi-finals in Guyana weeks in advance. Look at it. Look at the planning. Look at the group fixing that
Love it.
happens in every ICC event because we want to play Pakistan. Wow. Just because we want to play Pakistan.
Every single time.
Every single time. This is group fixing. Indulging, and it's not the ICC. ICC are silent partners. It's the broadcasters who do this.
No, the broadcasters demand it. The ICC are well within their rights to
ICC does
say
it,
go.
yeah. Exactly.
And
And by the way, I've said that before as well. This tournament should mark the end of it. This group
Hope so.
fixing.
Fingers crossed. Because it actually doesn't help anyone.
It'll happen till 2027. After that, it may not.
See, in 27, yeah. Because, of course, the broadcast right runs till then. And you've got 14 teams next World Cup. For
And
some
one
reason.
group will be India-Pakistan.
110%.
One group will be that definitely. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. As West Indies, Zimbabwe, West Indies, South Africa will have far more eyeballs than India, Zimbabwe. Dare I say, from Ahmedabad to Chepauk in that sense. So, okay, can we take some? Let's take some comments. I think one major thing was up. Steve Ticolo, Nick sir was smash worth it. Wishing you fast recovery. Hope you cover India winning World Cup final in Ahmedabad before Donald claims oil present there, citing tweets.
Steve Piccolo is always bang on. No, not worth it at all. Yeah, I think I should be mindful of my age as well. But it was working well in office. So I tried the same thing, but of course different, more professional courts where I was playing that particular game. Not worth it at all. Yeah. And you realize, I realize it every moment when even the smallest task becomes, when you get hurt, that's when you realize the value of each different parts of your body and how crucial they are. And, you go through your day seamlessly without being grateful to the Almighty that everything is working fine. When even one little thing doesn't work, you realize how even just getting a cup of coffee or even, like for me, when I do this live, and if there's nobody else in the house to help me, and that sometimes happens because everyone else is busy with their own life, even just arranging like a laptop with my thing and light it's like a chore. I have to start planning 10 minutes in advance that I can put everything together slowly and steadily. That's when you realize we go about our day so easily. But yeah, to answer your question, Steve, definitely not worth it. Now I think it'll take me at least month and a half before I can get back to the badminton court with a lesson learned. So yeah.
Indeed.
You've got Ajib Agarkar saying, I think we have one too many finishers. We should use the Rinku case, albeit slightly insensitive, to bring in Shreyas Iyer, bat him at 3, righty, good fielder and in form, Tilak at 5. So many things I have a problem with here. First off, you're right, it is insensitive. Secondly, it wouldn't be legally allowed. He's not injured. You can't chuck him out of the team unless you want to manufacture an injury. Second, we have too many finishers.
That's happened, no. It's not unprecedented. It's happened.
Of course, but when do we have too many finishers? Where are these finishers? I want to see them.
RINKU.
Pandya is finishing his own career. He's not finishing matches for India. No, with the bat. He's been terrible with the bat.
Of course he has been.
He's been better with the ball than he's been with the bat. But and again, Dubey is not a finisher. Dubey is a spin hitter. I know he's been doing well against pace bowling lately and he's worked on that. But he's not a finisher. We tried that.
No, you tried him.
And it wasn't good.
Finisher, yeah, it didn't work. Yeah.
You have one finisher, boss. I don't know where this comes. And Tilak at 5. Jeez.
Please. You want the anchor right at the top and then you do it from bottom. It's not bottom to up that you have to do it. You have to anchor the death overs.
Exactly. You're doing a Babar Azam.
You're doing a Babar Azam then, yeah.
Exactly.
Who fans don't shed tears if you don't fall to a leg spinner.
Exactly.
At this point.
Chirag Patel says, you people did not answer the last question in the previous video. This Sundar, the reason for the loss. Do you people believe these narratives, complete batting failure is the reason for the loss? Chirag, we did answer the question, I remember. A. And B, no, he wasn't the only reason. But it definitely didn't help. Yeah. It definitely didn't help. I agree. A proper batting failure was the main reason. But that's the kind of batting failure that could have been averted if you had, AXAR Patel?
Yeah. And how many wickets did you lose to an off spinner? Just one.
Yeah. And how many wickets did your off spinner get? 0.
Washington Sundar clearly looking in both games, he's not gotten a wicket. Even against the Netherlands, he didn't get a wicket. I thought that was the red flag.
Yeah.
But no, 3 out of 8 are left-handers, so we'll use an off spinner. Wow. And Shaurya and Nikhil sir, what do you make of Mr. Bhatti?
Who?
Mr. Bhatti.
Exactly. Who?
Is it one of the Pakistan
Jaspal
journalists?
Bhatti, who's Bhatti?
Oh, wait. Mr. Furqan Bhatti is he talking about? That YouTuber, Pakistani YouTuber, who goes on a rant. अरे 21 का मैच चाहिए आगा जी, 28 का मैच चाहिए आगा जी.
That one.
Achha, I haven't seen him. I shared one with you where the guy saying, "Aaj main naya nahi hu because Pakistan have lost," and then he's like, "My friends have gone to see an elephant," but I said, "Why do you have to see elephants? They've gone on elephant safari." I told them there are enough elephants in Pakistan's team that go and play. See them only.
Well, lovely.
I enjoyed that.
Shabash.
Well done.
He was clearly not in his senses then. Chirag Patel. Nick sir, why English media do double standards and own the narrative of 100 auction, where Pak players won't get picked because India owners linked Usman, Shaheen, Rauf. These players will sold, others unsold.
But isn't the English media? I've seen credible reports within, and when I say credible reports, I mean from journalists who I trust within the subcontinent itself. So I don't know if this is just an English media thing. No.
No, what's he saying that
He's basically
the
saying that they're
reporting
owning the
is wrong,
narrative.
that Indians will not be buying Pakistani players, and that's a narrative that's been said, and it's not true. Is that what you're saying? What is the?
Yeah, I think that's
the
what he's
comment
trying
said?
to imply. But then again, I mean, let's be fair. If you look at the ILT20, for instance, the only team that ended up picking Pakistani players
Desert
in the
Vipers.
last tournament were Desert Vipers, and they were the only team that were not Indian owned. So
They were US owned.
Yeah. No, even now, I know that ECB has written a strong letter to all franchises saying that, listen, we do not believe in discrimination. And if you're the owner, you have to buy players from every country. And if we see that there is a concerted effort in not buying Pakistani players, by Indian-owned franchises, then we will, take serious steps or whatever, something like that. Sort of a letter has gone to all owners. But if you ask me, I think this is going to happen. I don't think any of those 4 franchises owned by Indians will be buying any Pakistani players. I believe I read somewhere that even player agents from Pakistan who market Pakistani players, even they have accepted the fact that Indian team owners will not be buying. And I don't think ECB can say what they want, but I don't think they'll be able to do anything going forward. So that will be the case. I'm just, kind of predicting what will happen, but I think this will happen. No Indian-owned franchise will buy Pakistani players.
correct.
Rakesh Bhushan with
Some love, but he does send us a comment afterwards.
yeah.
But we'll go with Chirag. He said that one innings win will be the Ranji Trophy final in the Hubi Stadium. Nice stadium. There should be no stands. That looks good. Houseful crowd and Dogra Saab got into a fight. Yeah. Less said about that, the better. Very
Maybe
embarrassing. Very embarrassing sort of behavior that was, if you ask me.
Yeah, but then
Yeah, I mean, there was a headbutt, almost a headbutt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Plain and simple.
But I know the silly point fielder had been at him throughout
KV
and
Anish,
troubling
yeah.
him. And so maybe it got to him, but then as a batter, you have to, you can say a thing or two back verbally, but he almost did the headbutt. It wasn't as bad as the Zidane headbutt, but
it was bad enough.
This he went for a headbutt, and I think Mayank Agarwal saw that and then was very angry. And in fact, Devdutt Padikkal also was very
Yeah.
angry. Had a word with the umpire. So yeah, that didn't look good.
Correct.
it wasn't good at all. Rakesh Bhushan, when we know ICC pitches are like this, what was the need of playing bilaterals on Pata pitches and making our batsmen superstars? Here, all are looking like cat on a hot tin roof.
Agreed. You've played yourself.
Yeah, but then ICC curators have a different understanding to.
And I would say a much better understanding of making a competitive cricketing pitch.
Yeah, they do that, and that is why. Look, you tried pitch fixing in 2023, you got caught. Now we are quite independent. I think the ICC said let's be independent about it. So that is why. I don't know why.
I mean, in the sense that I agree with the comment. Ashish Dhar, is it?
Rakesh Bhushan.
Sorry, Rakesh Bhushan. I agree with the comment that India should have been mindful of the fact that, and especially when it's happening at home, you could have gotten an idea of what sort of pitches they are going to be. And it would have made sense if you played, some matches leading up to that World Cup on pitches that you're going to encounter, and not just flat tracks where, you completely needed a different gear to bat on. So I agree on that India could have been better prepared, and that's what, most teams do. And that's why I go back to when Rohit Sharma and all went for 2024, they knew exactly the kind of pitches they're going to be getting in the US and West Indies, picked a team like that, played series leading up in conditions like that, and then did well. So on that front, I agree, Indian team could have done that. But as far as the pitches are concerned, I actually like such pitches. Yeah. So let's have some parity, let's have some competition between bat and ball. I like it where there are different strategies at different time, how the games are turning, rather than it just becoming like a bowling machine sort of a scenario where whoever can whack it further ends up winning the contest. At least some nuances coming in, some, tactical things like, I'll get an off spinner, pitch is turning, not turning. Like yesterday's match was fascinating. It was a tough pitch to bat on, and then the dew comes in, it slowly, steadily gets better. Then the bowlers have to adjust. There'll be phases in the game which is good for batting, phases good for bowling. Slower balls coming into play, off spinners coming into play. That's fascinating. I think overall, in terms of the contest between bat and ball, I've really enjoyed this World Cup. That's how pitches should be. Yeah? Offer something to the bowlers as well.
Exactly. Sachin Kashyap in an interesting comment says Sanju won't make the cut for me, but I think we can add Kuldeep in place of Rinku. 8 batters are too much. Last match we couldn't chase 180 plus.
I'm sorry, that 8 batters is a set template. There you will never get a period when you will play only 7 batters. I'm sorry, this management is spooked. It's been spooked long enough. They will play 8 batters. They will.
Yeah, 8 batters is a given.
We are thankful they don't play 11 batters. Then get bowling machines in the second innings. Then we are grateful for that, at least. Sarat Chandra is like saying, Nick sir, we will see Sky at 3 tomorrow and draft Tilak to 4 like Asia Cup. As Rinku's flown out and came late, they would keep Sundar and AXAR for tomorrow and bring back Rinku for WI game. Please don't panic.
I think he can play without practice. I don't think it's that sort of a thing where, he has to be practicing. I think he'll be fine. Although, I'd like if they bring in AXAR for Washi.
But Surya Kumar also against spin, little dodgy. I won't say that he's woeful at it, but he's also quite dodgy.
He can be hit or miss when it comes to spinners.
Yeah, exactly. So you see, you got a Burl, you got a Bennett, you got a Raza, you got a Wellington Masakadza, you got those 4 spinners. Burl, leg spin, 2 off spinners in Bennett and Raza, and then you got left arm orthodox in Wellington. So I don't think Wellington Masakadza will bowl that much, considering the power-packed left-handed batting lineup. That's there. Siddharth is saying, Brazil 2014 jersey with DC cap. Nikhil sir, what kind of menacing combo is this?
No, so I mean, this jersey was, what do I say? These are all with compliments from the thing, So this is a bit old. Nike had sent it to me before one of the World Cups. So that's how I'm.
Yeah, he's saying it 2014.
Brazil. Yeah, this is not that I'm a Brazil fan, so they sent it. This also from compliments from Delhi Capitals. So wearing it, yeah.
Yep. Steve Ticolo, WI have record versus SA in World Cup. Stats show 4-1 in favor. So you make statements based on stats, not other way around fake stats to justify statements. Mr. Steve Ticolo, I don't make up fake stats. I had cited only one thing of 2016 in which West Indies had beaten South Africa. Where did that 16 World Cup happen? India. Or did it happen in Pakistan? I think it happened in India. So there is no fake stat. I just pointed out, maybe I trust South Africa to botch up a bit more. West Indies, they are in good form, and heading into the series, West Indies lost 2-1 to South Africa.
Correct.
So there is no fake stats and all of that. And for your kind information, I know West Indies have a terrible record against South Africa. I know that.
Suraj Padmanabhan asks, what will happen if South Africa versus West Indies ends on a super over? That's the worst result, by the way, because neither of their net run rates will be impacted.
No, if South Africa win in the super over.
The super over doesn't count, no?
Then West Indies will be stuck on 2. India will then win against them, they'll be on 2. South Africa will go to 4.
Right.
It's a straight shootout.
Then it's a straight shootout. But a straight shootout with a net run rate that is untouched. Not good news. Not good news.
Again, if India win, net run rate doesn't
then
matter.
Net run rate isn't in the equation. Yeah.
So if it's a super over, see, the only condition and the criteria is West Indies shouldn't beat South Africa. That's the only criteria.
Yeah. Wait. Stop scrolling. We've got Sachin Tendulkar saying simple math. India minus 76, SA plus 76, West Indies plus 107. India 152 runs behind South Africa, 183 runs behind West Indies. We will still chase West Indies' victory over them, gains NRR, and inflicts West Indies the same. Like win by X covers 2X run gap. This math. God, this math.
It is a math problem. Which is why there's
as I said, it is the dangerous scenario for India will be if West Indies end up beating South Africa, because then India need to have 2 massive wins, and that's not guaranteed. I mean, would want to say that in case at 6:30 p.m. tomorrow, West Indies have beaten South Africa, you're pretty much done.
Yeah, you're done.
You're done. Your tournament's done.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to break this to everyone, but the reality is if at 6:30 p.m. West Indies have beaten South Africa, you're gone.
Then you can stick a fork in India's chances because it's done.
No.
Yeah.
Then you have to pray for another miracle.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zimbabwe beat South Africa.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Then it is in
Then
the
it starts
realm
being
of
in the realm of
fantasy.
yeah.
Exactly.
Uh,
So yes, it is simple. If West Indies win, that's it. Simple.
Nick asks, who in your opinion should be India's key player to watch in the upcoming crucial matches? I'd say Abhishek. We really need a big match, a big knock from him soon.
We do.
I'm going Ishan Kishan.
Shivam picks Shivam Dubey.
Shivam
His
Dubey, good
namesake.
shout out.
Yeah.
Hardik
Good shout
Pandya.
out.
Hardik. Oh.
I mean, none of us picked Jasprit Bumrah because we know he's going to do
No,
what he does.
I have more faith in Jasprit Bumrah than I do in God. So,
Yeah, that's true.
Anshu Mishra is asking you, Nikhil, why are you doing work from home from 4 days? We already know the answer. And he then says that and Pakistan fans who were busy trolling India till this match are now opening Excel sheets and calculating NRR from memes to mathematics.
No, Anshu. First thing, I'm not coming to work because I have a cast on my leg. Tomorrow I'll come with it to office, so you'll see it. But to answer the Pakistan bit, I saw a lot of them. Nobody is doing calculation, nothing. I think they've accepted it's done. The same tournament is done. Tada bye bye. It's as much a situation as we are saying now. If we'll also do if let's say West Indies beats South Africa in that scenario, and we'll also be taking out calculator. But as I said, quite honestly, your tournament's all but done. They are in that same situation already.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to help them. Of course, they'll be praying for a Sri Lanka win today. I think that will help them. But
Yeah, because if Sri Lanka win, then whoever wins against them will go through.
Correct.
Because irrespective, if New Zealand beat England, they'll get to 3 only. But if Sri Lanka win, they'll get to 4 if they beat New Zealand. If Pakistan win, they'll get to 3, but maybe with a better net run rate. Who knows?
Correct.
So, Karthik from the US is saying, is NGD the best off spinner now in T20I? Yeah, Mr. Cutter NGD.
No. The best is one who's not playing or who didn't even play early parts of the tournament. Naveen ul Haq. The best off spinner.
But he's right. I think Ngidi has been outstanding.
He recently revealed that he's learned it from, of all people, DJ Bravo when he was playing for CSK.
Yeah. And Bravo's GOAT in slower balls. Absolute GOAT. He just did it like nobody else. And Ngidi's one is that slower ball, and I think he has 2 variations of those 2 slower balls. Both of them are incredible. And then the loopy one, which is an overpitch slower ball, almost impossible for anyone to hit. So he's been incredible.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you knew about this before the South Africa game. We had spoken about it in our build-up to that South Africa game. I'm just surprised that India didn't prepare better for that scenario, knowing fully well that that's what he's going to be doing. But then you can say it's easier said than done.
Correct.
You can know about something, but when you end up facing it, it's like you know what Bumrah is going to do or a Varun is going to do, but seldom do team find a way to, really succeed against those bowlers. Maybe that's what's happening with Ngidi as well.
Correct.
Freaking awesome. Let me tell you an interesting stat. South Africa have never beaten Pakistan in T20 World Cups. Yes, they haven't.
So, assuming by some Kudrat ka nizam, if Pakistan make it through, good God.
Then they could face South Africa in the semi-final in Colombo, if that is the case. So, yeah, I mean, so many teams. For example, New Zealand have never lost to India.
Yeah.
Sri Lanka have never lost to India in a T20 World Cup.
Yeah.
And which is the other thing? I think even Pakistan have never beaten England.
Yes, correct. It's now 4-0.
It's now 4-0.
It was 3-0 before yesterday's match, now 4-0.
Yeah.
I like what Priyanshu says. He says that if the West Indies win tomorrow, then the IPL schedule will be released.
Although that is looking hard. We don't know the ECI schedule. The Election Commission hasn't released the schedule for West Bengal and Tamil Nadu. Only after that we'll come to know whether CSK can play games in Tamil Nadu, Kolkata Knight Riders can play in Kolkata. Because April will be the election period. I don't know in how many phases, perhaps.
Rakesh Bhushan says, a gentle and kind request to Siddharth. Please go slow on MSD this year. Is his last IPL, this should be his last IPL.
27 will be his last IPL.
Please
And
don't.
that's it.
No one can go slow on MS.
He can't.
27, he'll play a season after this as well.
Yeah, he'll honor the contract. Retained player. That's the whole thing. How on earth can you ask a retained player that, oh, is he confirmed that he'll play next year?
Yeah, when he's the age of some of us in the studio, then you can.
42 years, 44 years. He'll play next year. That's it. He'll call it quits then.
At this point in time, he'll be ready to welcome Akai.
Oh, God, please. Oh,
And by the way, Akai will be playing as a foreign player.
yes. Yeah.
He's an Indian citizen.
Oh, he's a citizen. Oh, wait, who was it? No, he's born there, right?
British.
He's born in England.
Doesn't matter. Even
He's
if you're
citizen
born,
by
you can
birth.
You can opt to be an Indian citizen. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, for example, Agni Chopra, he plays for US, but he's an Indian citizen.
That we all know, like Saurabh Netravalkar and the like.
Netravalkar and all of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Muralidharan, he never wanted to play for India, but he's an OCI holder.
I know, yeah.
So, Brian Lara, after Tendulkar, we'll take Brian Lara. Okay. People blame youngsters like Abhishek and Tilak, but what has Surya done in big matches versus top teams? This is his 5th World Cup, including 2023 ODI World Cup. He should be performing like Kohli in this tournament.
Fair.
How?
I think
Indeed.
he's had one match where he stepped up. That was the USA game. And that's it.
That's about it. Yeah. So, yes, at the same time, tomorrow we'll be discussing, can India still make it? Who's qualified for the Super 8s or the semi-finals? Because tomorrow it's the double header, West Indies versus South Africa at Ahmedabad, followed by India versus Zimbabwe. And yeah, Anshu Mishra, Zimbabwe have never lost to Australia. 2-0. True that. So, yep, thank you so much, folks, for joining us from this dugout. From me, Nikhil and Shane, it is bye-bye. Lots
No
of people.
Nandris yet, because of course we have another long live afterwards, after this match.
Yes, it's Sri Lanka versus New Zealand at the Premadasa. Again, rank turner. It's going to be a 140, 150 kind of wicket. So, yeah, bye-bye. See you for the post-match. .150 kind of wicket. So, yeah, bye-bye. See you for the post-match.